Hi, it's me, James. Right now, there's a trend going around on TikTok and other platforms called the Tylenol challenge. People are swallowing large amounts of Tylenol, sometimes as a stunt, sometimes to protest political claims, and sometimes just for attention. This is one of the most dangerous things you could ever do. Tylenol, or acetaminophen, is safe when you take it as directed. But in high doses, it's not just a strong pill, it's a poison. An overdose can silently destroy your liver and leave you fighting for your life in a hospital bed. The scary part? You may not even notice the symptoms right away. People think they're fine, but the damage is already happening inside their body. I want to make this video because this isn't just about politics or left versus right. It's about life. And if even one person watches this and decides not to take part in the Tylenol challenge, then it's worth it. So let's go beyond the clickbait and talk about what really happens when someone overdoses on Tylenol. And why this challenge is not a joke, not a protest, but a lethal risk. You see, when you swallow Tylenol, your liver is the organ that breaks it down. Normally, it does this without any problem. At safe doses, acetaminophen leaves your system through harmless byproducts. But when you take too much, the story changes. Your liver produces a toxic chemical called N-acetylcysteine. We'll just call it NAPKI. In small amounts, your body has a defense system, something called glutathione, that neutralizes NAPKI. But in an overdose, your glutathione runs out. And once that happens, NAPKI starts attacking your liver cells directly. Think of your liver like the engine of a car. Taking Tylenol correctly is like driving at the speed limit. But if you slam the accelerator all the way down, the engine overheats, breaks apart, and shuts down. Except in this case, your engine is your body. The result isn't just discomfort, it's cell death. Your liver tissue literally starts to die from the inside out. One of the most deceptive things about a Tylenol overdose is the timeline. People think, I don't feel that bad, so maybe I'm okay. But that's exactly why this challenge is so dangerous. Here's what usually happens. During the first 24 hours, you might feel nausea, some vomiting, maybe stomach pain. It's uncomfortable, but nothing that screams emergency. Many people brush it off. But during 24 to 48 hours, this is when your liver is taking the real hit. Blood tests for liver enzymes start to climb. But on the outside, you might not feel much worse than before. Then we get to 72 hours to 96 hours after the acetaminophen or Tylenol overdose. Now the crisis shows itself. You'll see jaundice, yellowing of the skin and the eyes, severe abdominal pain, confusion, sometimes bleeding, seizure, even coma. This is full-blown liver failure. And without treatment, it can be fatal. The important point, the danger doesn't wait until you feel sick. By the time the symptoms are obvious, the damage has already been done. And it may be too late to save your liver. Let's talk about the specific harms that come from a Tylenol overdose. 1. Acute liver failure. This is the big one. Your liver shuts down, and without it, toxins flood your body. Tylenol overdose is actually the leading cause of sudden liver failure in North America. 2. Coagulopathy. That's a medical word for blood that won't clot. Your liver makes the proteins that stop bleeding. When your liver fails, you can bruise easily, bleed internally, or even have life-threatening hemorrhages. 3. Hepatic encephalopathy. When your liver can't filter toxins, they reach your brain. That leads to confusion, agitation, seizures, and in severe cases, coma. 4. Kidney injury. Tylenol doesn't just harm your liver, it can damage your kidneys. Sometimes so severely that dialysis is the only option. 5. Multi-organ failure. In massive overdoses, your liver or your entire system can collapse. You can have low blood pressure, acidosis in your blood, multiple organs shutting down. At this stage, survival often depends on a liver transplant, if one is even available. And of course, 6, death. This is not rare. People die from Tylenol overdose every year. It is silent at first, and then it strikes hard. Here's the good news. There is an antidote for Tylenol overdose. It's called N-acetylcysteine, or NAC for short. NAC works by restoring the body's natural defense system, glutathione. Remember, glutathione is what neutralizes the toxic chemical NAPK. In an overdose, glutathione runs out. NAC helps refill those levels, giving your liver a fighting chance to recover. But here's the critical part. Timing is everything. If NAC is given within about 8 hours of a large overdose, it's extremely effective at preventing serious liver damage. After that window, its power starts to drop. If treatment is delayed until liver failure has already set in, the odds of survival shrink dramatically. That's why you can't afford to wait and see how you feel. Early treatment can mean a full recovery. delayed treatment can mean a liver transplant or worse. So if you ever suspect someone has taken too much Tylenol, don't wait for symptoms. Get help right away. Now let's talk about why this challenge even exists. Some people online are swallowing Tylenol because of claims that acetaminophen causes autism. These claims have been amplified in political speeches and spread across social media. Here's what the science actually says. A few observational studies have looked at whether prenatal acetaminophen use might be linked to developmental issues. But these studies are inconsistent, limited, and they do not prove that Tylenol causes autism. Major health authorities, including the FDA in the US and Health Canada in Canada, do not recognize acetaminophen as a proven cause of autism. At most, researchers are saying, let's study this more. That's a far cry from declaring a causal link. So let's be clear. Overdosing yourself with Tylenol does not prove or disprove anything. It doesn't advance science. It doesn't make a political point. It only puts your life at risk. And here's another layer of harm. Framing autism as something so terrible that it must be protested with self-poisoning is deeply unfair to people on the spectrum. Autism is not a death sentence, but Tylenol overdose can be. If you or someone you know has taken too much Tylenol, whether as part of this challenge, by accident, or out of depression, here's what you need to do. Call poison control immediately. In Canada, that's 1-844-764-7669. In the US, that's 1-800-222-1222. You can also go to the emergency department right away. Bring the pill bottle or write down what was taken and when. Doctors will test your blood and if needed, start the antidote treatment as soon as possible. Do not wait for symptoms. Remember, the first signs can be mild, but the damage is already underway. By the time the serious symptoms show up, the window for easy treatment may have closed. Now, if you're watching this video, chances are you've seen the Tylenol challenge online. Please don't share it. Don't encourage it. Don't join it. Instead, share the facts. Remind people that acetaminophen overdose is silent at first and then deadly. And remember, this isn't about politics. It's about protecting life. If even one person chooses not to take part in this trend because of what you share, then you've made a real difference. Thank you.